Welcome back to the Drivers' Press Conference here at Yas Marina. Joining us now, it is Racing Point's Lance Stroll and last week's race winner, Sergio Perez. Welcome, guys. Good to see you both. Come on then, Checo. Let's start with you. Are you still on a high after that win last Sunday?
It has come down a bit more. But I have to say I'm still is sinking in, you know. Formula One goes so fast that now all the focus is on this weekend, on finishing on a high. What happened last weekend doesn't matter. We have to perform this weekend. We have so much work to do this coming race, because we have to make sure we finish on that third in the constructors, which the battle is still fully on, so anything can happen. So yeah, we got a job to do. One more job to do.
Hang on, Checo. We're not moving on that fast. I want to know a little bit more about the reaction back home to that win in Sakhir. I mean, have they named a national holiday after you in Mexico yet?
Didn't go that far, but I mean, it went really far in terms of people were on the street celebrating. There was a nice picture with all the taxis in Mexico City, because all the taxis are pink. So they went, all the taxis lining up, and people were celebrating massively. That Sunday was a very special day. A lot of people went out to the streets to celebrate. People were sending me videos crying about it, you know, hearing the national anthem in Formula One. It's very special.
And I guess bookings have gone through the roof at your kart track in Guadalajara.
Yeah. A lot of people is there looking for a place, looking for to get to drive there, which is nice. You know, I think it's been incredible for myself, for my family, and for my country.
Thanks, Checo. I'm sure there'll be more questions later. Lance, coming to you. Of course, a great weekend for you as well in Sakhir with that third place, but it comes on the back of that pole position in Turkey just a couple of races earlier. Do you feel that you've found the sweet spot with the RP20 now?
I think I've found the sweet spot a while ago. I mean, I've had quite a few good races. Already at the beginning of the season, I think in round 2 I qualified third, so that was a good race then. We just had a little rough run since Monza, really, and it was just nice to score some good points again in Bahrain.
Now, Lance, could you just look back at the season as a whole for us, both from a personal point of view and from the team?
Yeah, I think we've definitely had a very strong car this year. The team's done an incredible job over the winter to develop this car. We've come such a long way from where we were this time last year, and that just goes to show in the Constructors' Championship. We finished 7th last year, and this year we're fighting for third. We're in third at the moment, so it shows how much progress we've made. And from my side, I don't think it was the smoothest year. There's been some big highlights. The pole was great, 2 podiums, but I think we had a lot more podium opportunities and just points on the table in general that we didn't pick up. If I look back at the season in total, I think Hungary was an opportunity for a podium, but there was some wet weather that mixed things up. We ended up finishing 4th. I think Mugello, we were definitely on for a podium. We were in P4 and hunting down P3 with much better pace there. I think Turkey was a major missed opportunity. We were leading the race for 30 laps and finished 9th in the end with car damage. And yeah, there was quite a few races, I think, that slipped away from us. And then, of course, I got COVID, and there was some missed opportunities this year, and that is a little bit frustrating. But that's part of the sport. I think it's all about highs and lows. It's about I think enjoying the highs and, accepting that sometimes there are some rough patches. And unfortunately, in the second half of the season, we've had a few rough patches. But last weekend was a great weekend for the team. An amazing accomplishment for Sergio. So really, really happy for him. I think, he's been with the team for such a long time, doing such a great job that he really deserved that win last week. And now we're back in third in the championship. It's tight between us and McLaren, but we want to finish off strong. So hopefully a good weekend with some good points.
Thank you, Lance. Let's go to the video conference next, and we'll start, please, with Abhishek Takla from Midday.
Thank you, Tom. Question to Checo. Firstly, congratulations again on last weekend's win. But what does it mean to you to sort of, be leaving Racing Point with victory, with having scored that win? Do you see it kind of as also proving a point to the management? Thank you.
No, it's not a proving point to anyone. It's something extremely nice to us. Such a history and such a nice end to. Normally the ends are not very happy ends, but I think this one is gonna be, because living that way the team that I've been for 7 years is definitely special, and it was a special day and a day that we will never forget. So I'm pleased that I'm leaving the team in this high.
Thank you. We'll go next to Christian Nimmervoll, please, from motorsport.com.
Thank you, Tom. Question to Checo as well. Again, from my side, congratulations, Checo. Have you had congratulations from Helmut Marko after your victory last weekend? And following up on that question, does Red Bull, have they told you roughly when you can expect a decision from them? I mean, it's well communicated that they said it's post Abu Dhabi, but do you know roughly when you can expect feedback? Thank you.
Thank you, mates. Yes, I had congratulations messages pretty much from most of the team bosses in Formula One, including Helmut. So it was nice to have that. And regarding any decision, I think what they say publicly is correct. They will make decision at some point after the weekend. So I don't know when that decision will be. So there's not a lot of hurry anymore. It's the end of the year, and it's where we are. So we waited so long that now it's 1 week or 2 weeks more to know a decision. It doesn't change as much.
And Checo, Ronald Fording from motorsport.com follows this up by saying, does this win actually increase your chances of getting an F1 seat next year?
I'm a strong believer in Formula One. One race doesn't really change your life. What I've shown in the last years, in the last 10 years, weekend after weekend, year by year, always having up and downs, but always coming to a year end with strong results. And this year especially, you've seen my year has been very, very up and down, missing 2 races with the COVID in such a short championship, missing an engine when we had the podium in the pocket. So many missed opportunities, and still we're lying 4th in the Drivers' Championship. So it's been very, very strong, a strong year, but also a lot of credit to the team, because they gave me a car this year where I can show what I'm capable of, and so that's something very special. And also big credit to Lawrence, because when he came to the team, thanks to him, in a way, this victory came through, because he's taken the whole team into a different level with the level of investment he's done, and I've been able to take advantage of that with that win.
Thank you. We'll go next to Scott Mitchell, please, from The Race.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it's another one for Checo, I'm afraid. Just want to echo congratulations, like everybody else said, on last weekend. With the victory, and this is a little similar to what you were speaking about before, but given everything that's happened this year and the uncertainty over your future, does the victory sort of make it feel like you can leave F1 with mission accomplished, that you've achieved what you wanted? Or because you're at this peak now, would it be more frustrating to say goodbye at the end of the year?
Thanks, mate. Thanks again. All I can say is that I'm in big peace with myself. I'm not fully in control of my future at the moment, and it's something that bothers you. Obviously, I think any human being in this position will struggle a bit. But given that it's not in my hands, given that the victory came, it took a long time though, but it came, and I felt that I made the most of my opportunities. So if I have a seat for next year, it's great. But if not, I'm willing to come back in 22. I believe that I'm at the peak of my career and the best years are ahead of me. So even missing a year next year, I'm determined enough to come back for 22. So if I have to take a year out, I'll do it. But I'm more determined than ever to come back. And I think the victory gave me some peace to myself, but also a lot more hunger. You know, I want more in the sport, and after you do the first one, you know that you can do it again, and I want to do it many more times again.
Thanks, Checo. Dieter Renkin, Racing Lines, your turn now.
Thank you, Tom. To Checo, I did congratulate you the other day, so we won't go through that again. But let's assume that you're unable to pick up a competitive drive for 2022, or 21, or 22 for that matter. When you look back in your Formula 1 career, how would you measure that yourself? Did you really, you're a Grand Prix winner, did you achieve everything that you really set out to achieve? How will you look back on it?
I definitely didn't come to Formula 1 to win a race only. I arrived here with the hope of being a world champion, but very early on you realize that being a world champion is not fully down to you. You have to be in the right car in the right year, and I mean, since I came here, there's only one team that can give you the opportunity year by year. So it's very hard. Only 2 drivers have that chance, but once a year. So being a world champion is very hard. But if you don't have a car with that caliber, you just have to make the most of your opportunities. And the reason I'm in such a peace with myself is because I think I've managed to do that with the level of machinery that I've had through my years. I definitely made the most out of it, and I had a lot of success in the sport, considering the machinery I've had year by year. So that's all you can do in the sport. You know, if you don't have a Mercedes, for example, you just have to do the maximum you possibly can with your car, and that's what I've achieved in these 10 years in the sport.
Checo, have you ever gone from last to first in a race before?
In a race? Yeah, well, the last time I did it was at my karting track. We do some friends racing every Wednesday night, and I started last and I won the race. So that's the first one that I remember. I have to look back at it, but I don't think in a normal category, I haven't achieved that one, only in Formula 1.
Thank you. We've got time for one more question, and we'll go back to Abhishek Takla, please.
Thank you, Tom. Question again for Checo. After your win last weekend, Ross Brawn said that Sebastian Vettel will have big shoes to fill at Racing Point. Firstly, what does it mean for you to have someone of Ross's caliber say that about you? And also, what do you think Sebastian will find at Racing Point? How will he settle in? What are the challenges, if any, that he will face? Thank you.
Yeah, I actually saw those comments, and I thought, well, big shoes to fill for a 4-time world champion is hard to imagine, but versus a guy who just won a race. But in a way, that's Formula 1. Titles and victories don't mean a lot because it's so much down to the level of cars that you have in your career. But I think Seb has definitely taken a great decision. He's coming to a team pure racers, to a team that he will definitely have a good time, and he will enjoy it. And I think the most important, he will have some good fun. And I have no doubt that the team will be one of the strongest in next year. So he will definitely have a fantastic car.